with Unity of Omaha. Welcome to our online broadcast, podcast. Good to see you out there this morning. Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come from living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? And sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and I ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am, oh, I move and breathe. I am the place.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up.
Oh, I am the place.
I am the place where God
You
lives,
are the place.
moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up.
Come on, come on, come on.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up.
Oh, I am the place.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up.
Hello. Thank you for being with us on this wonderful Mother's Day. Today is May, and we are having the theme of curiosity, and our affirmation is, I live in a world of wonder. And again, we do welcome you, and happy Mother's Day. And if you are on Facebook, please make sure that you like us. And if you are on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe, so that way you don't miss a single thing, an event, a live stream that we're doing, anything. You'll be in touch with us. And we are having still the 12 Powers class. We only have 2 classes left, but we will have more classes in the future, so stay tuned for that. If you need to be supported in prayer, please go to prayer@unityomaha.org, where prayer chaplains are standing by, and they will support you in prayer. Also, please make sure to keep supporting Unity of Omaha. You've been doing a fabulous job, so please continue that with your tithes and love offerings. You can mail in your offerings. There's the address, 3424 North 90th Street, Omaha, Nebraska, 68134. Or you can go to our website, unityomaha.org, and scroll down, and you'll see a donation button. And masks, they're all the rage. They're the fashion statement of today. So make sure that you're not left out. And if you don't have one, you can email Vicki at unityomaha.org, and you can buy one for $5.50. They were made by Alicia, our wonderful seamstress. So make sure you get yours today. Beautiful colors. And speaking of, Omaha Gives. That is our fundraiser, and we are trying to fundraise for better equipment in our AV studio, so that way we can make sure we can continue live streaming to you in the best quality possible. So If you would, please go to omahagives.org, and you can find Unity of Omaha. Click on that and donate and help us fundraise for continuing our live streaming. And let's go ahead now, and with our vision, please join me in your homes, and let's say this together. In oneness with universal energy, we celebrate a world united in divine love. And how do we do that? By our mission. We raise vibrational consciousness through creative teachings, positive prayer, and a nurturing community. All right, and for our, like I said, our prayer chaplains, make sure you use that email, prayer@unityomaha.org. Speaking of prayer, let's go ahead into a time. And if you would, just take a minute to get centered. And let's go ahead into prayer. Beautiful Spirit that's within me, that guides me every step of the way, that opens me up to curiosity that I might not know that I even have, that gives me that awareness, that intention every single day. Beautiful curiosity, beautiful Spirit. I am guided, I am led, and I am listening. And I open my heart, I open my mind, and I open my wisdom to you. And I listen. And as I listen, I go forward to beautiful places, and I do wonderful things. For this is the truth of who I am, inside, outside, and all around. People will see my light. They will say, wow, she's so shiny and bright. I can't even understand where that comes from, but we know where it comes from. It's inside, always inside. And so bring that out. Let your light shine. And we are so grateful for this understanding and this knowing that we just cannot hide who we are to the world. Amen, and so it is.
Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in me soul, I can feel it in me heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And all this love inside, we can let it shine. And oh, something wonderful is happening Something wonderful.
Something wonderful.
Something wonderful.
Something wonderful
is happening
to me
right here, right now. And I can feel it.
I can feel it in my body.
I can feel it.
I can feel it in my soul.
I can feel it.
I can feel it in my heart.
And it won't let go.
And it won't let go.
Something wonderful. Something wonderful.
Something wonderful
is happening
to me
right here, right now.
now.
Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And I can feel it
in my body.
I can feel
I can
it.
feel it in my soul.
I can feel
I can
it.
feel it in my heart.
And it won't let go.
And it won't let go.
Something
Something
wonderful.
wonderful.
Something wonderful.
Something wonderful
is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful.
Today's daily inspirational words come from the Daily Word. It's titled Mother's Blessings. I honor all mothers, and I am grateful for their love. I bless my mother and am grateful for her for the gift of nurturing love. Whether my mother is still with me or has passed on, her love still lives in my heart, and her wisdom continues to inspire me. I am grateful for the many ways my mother has blessed me. I also feel deep appreciation and tender affection for those who have blessed me with the selfless gift of motherly love. I would not be who I am without them. Through the living example of the mothers in my life, I pass along the blessings of a mother's care and devotion as I embrace opportunities to share an affirming thought, an encouraging word, a smile, or a simple act of kindness. I honor my mother and all mothers as I share the love of God that never fails. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Proverbs 31, verse 26.
Amen. Sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you
Time is a really constant motion,
I
always
hope you
rolling us along.
I hope you dance.
Wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone.
I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more open. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you
Want to look back on the years and wonder where those years have
Thank you. Oh, how blessed are we? Excuse me. So, Mother's Day. What a wonderful time. What a wonderful way to bring about a new season. And I know here in Omaha, we think we're still in winter. And it's coming, I know. I know spring is coming. I went on a walk yesterday, and in that walk, I saw flowers blooming. I saw tulips up. The air didn't feel like it, but the flowers were trying their best. So happy Mother's Day. And welcome to today's service where we're going to talk about curiosity, the foundation of wonder. So curiosity, what is that? I'm going to lay my sanitation wipe over there so we're all set. So curiosity, it's a strong desire to know or learn something. Filled with curiosity, she peered through the window. Or there's the other aspect of curiosity. A strange or unusual object or fact. He showed some of the curiosity of the house. You know, that's kind of an interesting piece because to me, this whole thing of curiosity, it is a double-edged piece. Our whole spiritual tradition is a curiosity. It's a curiosity in that for each and every person that inhabits this planet, ever has or ever will, their personal spiritual entanglement is a curiosity to everyone else because none of us has the exact same experience or expression. There's a couple of words that I want to share with you from Charles Fillmore.
The mind is the seat of perception of the things we see, hear, and feel. It is through the mind that we see the beauties of the earth and sky, or music, of art, in fact, of everything. That silent shuttle of thought, working in and out through cell and nerve, weaves into one harmonious whole the myriad moods of mind, and we call it life.
So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm going to include that in our email blast this week as well, because they're words of Charles Fillmore, and it talks about how our mind is that place. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Father Richard Rohr, but he is a priest who is very much involved in this different kind of expression. And he made the quote, he said, without transformation, you can assume you are at the high moral spiritual level just because you call yourself a Lutheran or a Methodist or a Catholic, or even someone from Unity or any of the traditions. So there's a possibility there that just because you're part of that, you can make an assumption that you are of this high moral standard, or you are of this high spiritual connection. But he goes on to say that I think my greatest disappointment as a priest has been to see how little actual spiritual curiosity there is in so many people. And isn't that the truth? Do we truly have a curiosity about our spiritual connections? Do we take the time to investigate, to question, to know? I think so many times we get caught up in everything else. And what's been interesting is through this whole virus scare and through all the things that have been going on, you would like to think that as you have more time at home, that you might be doing a deeper dive into your spiritual connections, that you might be moving into fulfilling some of those curiosities. What I've discovered for myself is it seems that I'm busier than normal. It seems that I have more and more things going on that are showing up that are causing me to not dive deeper into my own spirituality. And what I realized, most of you know I was out of town last week, and as I was driving back on Tuesday, had several hours of windshield time, and I really invested some of that time into thinking about my spiritual journey, thinking about what am I doing right now to fulfill the curiosities. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I have not arrived. Honestly, I haven't met anybody yet who's arrived, because I do believe that that's an impossibility. I don't know that we can maintain this physical realm and have finally gotten there. So by that tells me that there's more things to be curious about. There's more things to dive into. There are more curiosities for me to solve within the realm of my own spiritual practices and my own spiritual engagement. It gets a little interesting because Father Rohr is more into the mysticism. And how many of us truly take a dive into our mysticism, into our spiritual beingness? How many of us, when we take a time and go into meditation, open ourselves to understanding and seeing more? Allow ourselves to go into a time of meditation or time of prayer in that energy of curiosity. The curiosity of what's mine to know, what's mine to understand, what's my next level of opening and awakening. We don't do it a lot of times. Is it because we don't want to know? I don't think so. Is it because we get so caught up in the everyday life that we forget? I think it's probably more like that. When you watch a child, it seems that everything that child does stems from curiosity, stems from seeking to know, seeking to understand. And yet we come to a point in our lives, like Father Rohr said, it's a great disappointment to see how little actual spiritual curiosity there is in so many people. So what we want to do is we need to dive into that spiritual curiosity. Because in all truth, curiosity, that's the place where everything is born. If we don't have a curiosity around something, to me that makes it feel like we're closed off. Without a curiosity, that's what opens the doors to our experiences, to our understanding, to our searching. That's what prepares us for the next great experience. There's a Bible verse and it comes around an experience that happens in the New Testament. And it happens around one of the miracles that Jesus is attributed with. And it comes and it talks about what happened after he went and he rose Lazarus from the dead. And that Bible verse comes from John 12:9, and it says, when the great crowd of Jews learned that he was there, they came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. Now, don't you think that was a curiosity? Don't you think it was odd? And these people are standing around in the marketplace and they're hearing this pss, 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 pss. Did you hear what Jesus did? Did you hear about Lazarus? Lazarus died. Mary and Martha, they lost their brother Lazarus. Oh my word, that's horrible. And then the next thing, pss, 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 pss. Lazarus is alive. Jesus went. Can you imagine the curiosity? Can you imagine how you would be if all of a sudden you heard about this great, quote, miracle that had happened? Wouldn't you want to rush to it? Rush to an opportunity to experience it, to understand it, to know more? This is what it's all about. We have forgotten to be in awe. We have forgotten to be curious. I was blessed last weekend to spend some time by the water and near some of the hills and trees. And I can never have that experience without standing in awe of the beauty. Standing in awe of what it took for that creation to happen. The curiosities just flow to the surface. Imagine how this came to be. When you look at the stars, when you look at the sky and the clouds, how did this come to be? And we get so jaded, we get so hung up on it just is, that we forget to be in that place of gratitude for the wonder. We forget to allow ourselves to be curious and to explore. Because it's not always about the external exploration, but it's deeply about that internal exploration. And what I would love to see is more and more of us take advantage of the opportunities that we have here and around our planet. You know, we offer classes and meditations and workshops. There's all kinds of reading and study that can be done. We have our Sunday services, our experiences here. There's great opportunities for exploration of our spiritual nature. And I'll be honest with you, when we offer a class, I'm always amazed at the percentage that take the classes. We are here as a community of spiritual explorers, of truth students. That's what Unity is billed as, is truth students. And I'm always amazed at the small number of people who get involved in classes. You maybe have taken a class 100 times. I love it when I have Ray Williams in a class because chances are she's taken that class 5, 10 plus times. But every time she takes a class, she said, I got something new this time. I got something new. Because every time we go through a different experience, or even if it's what we think is going to be the same experience, we are at a different level in consciousness. We are at a different place in who we are. And so we obtain something differently. A different curiosity is answered. Sometimes it's a curiosity we didn't even know we had. And so I encourage you, take some time. Do some studies. Do some reading. You know, there's going to be some more classes offered. What we're going to be doing from now on, we will be doing live classes eventually on site, but we're always going to continue to offer those as well on Zoom. So whether you're here in Omaha or whether you're somewhere else in the country, and I'm so happy to see, I saw on Facebook, we have people from all over the country. I invite you to check in and just say where you are. You know, if you're in Omaha, say that. It's great to see comments in the feeds, but let us know where you are. And know that as we move forward, we will be here to support you, not only if you're local, but to support you wherever you are on the globe. It was an exciting time for me last week. I wasn't here. Yes, it was my birthday Sunday, and I was out of town, and that was kind of cool to be able to take a little time away. And some of you maybe saw my post on Facebook. So here was the cool part. Picture it. Here I am sitting in a chair beside this small, I don't know if I'd call it a lake, but this small body of water. I had a fishing rod in my hand. I had an earbud in one ear. The birds were in the trees singing. There was a slight breeze, and I had my phone. And you know what I was doing with my phone? I was tapped in to the service here at Unity of Omaha, to the beautiful music, to the message, the meditation. Now, does it get any better than that? To be in nature, to be listening to the birds singing and the beautiful voices of our team and the beauty of the band, and then the words that Brenda shared and the joy that Tony brings. So no matter where you are, that's the cool thing about this live streaming. No matter where you are, you have the ability to tune in. So from now on, your curiosities can always be answered because we're always available. And if for some reason you're not able to catch us live for various and sundry reasons, it's there where you can tap in later. So I encourage you, ask questions of yourself. What am I curious about today? Where might that take me? As a child, when I was growing up, I was probably one of the most curious kids because I needed to know how everything worked and how everything came to be. I would sit and I would watch ants, and I would imagine what they were saying to each other. I was curious about where they were going. I was curious about how in the world that little bitty ant could carry that huge piece, that huge crumb of bread that was many times its size. I was curious. And so I would study. I would observe and learn and grow. So I encourage you to do that for yourself. Not only around the life around you, but I encourage you to really take a deep dive and be curious about where you are spiritually, about what your relationship is with the divine. Be curious about how you can enhance that, have a greater experience of that, and serve that curiosity. Serve that curiosity by jumping in. We offer things here. There's all sorts of things offered. If you ever have a question, if there's a curiosity that you hold and you're wanting to go into a deeper study around it and you don't know where to start, reach out. Email me. Call me. I'll be happy to try to support you. And if I don't have the answer, I'll do my best to get it, to give you some resources for that. So next Sunday, we're going to talk about, it's a curious question or a question of curiosity. A good one for us to ponder and think about. So why don't we take a few moments and embrace this conversation around curiosity in a time of meditation. And we're blessed to have Bill with us softly playing as we come into this time together. I invite you to take a few breaths and center yourself. Center yourself into this moment and allow all the structures of your being to be curious. To be curious as to the glory of who you are. And to celebrate the true knowing that who you are is a divine child of the universe, whole and healthy. I invite you to embrace the thoughts or memories of the loved ones who have served as mother figures in your life. For we know that those individuals didn't necessarily give us life, but we do know that they enhanced our life. And so we honor that divine feminine. And we hold gratitude for that, for them. And in most of our lives, there have been many of them. And for this, we are blessed. So we continue. We continue into that exploration even through our body, through the cells of our body, that hold aspects of curiosity. For it is through this curiosity that new things are born in us, new ideas, new experiences. It is through this curiosity that we find ways to heal old wounds. It is through this curiosity that we are able to give new life to our core being. We allow ourselves to feel the feelings of love, compassion, joy. We allow ourselves to celebrate the truth of our being as we show up, as that divine light, as that brilliance of who we are. And so I'm going to invite you to sit in a few moments of silence, allowing every cell of your being to join in that harmony of love, that expression of peace in the silence. And now, where you sit in your home or wherever you may be in this moment, no matter how you're engaging with us at this time, I invite you to bring yourself back to this time, gently back to this place. And as you come back to this now, bring with you that gift of curiosity. That desire to know, to explore, to be in a greater expression of who you are. For that is the gift. The gift you give to yourself and to those around you. For this truth, for this expression, for this time, and for each of you that are with us, we are blessed. And so it is. Amen. All right. So I'm going to invite the music team to come back up on stage with me. And I selected an affirmation for us this morning. So here is your affirmation for this week. Life flows and sings throughout my body. You want that? Yes. Life flows and sings throughout my body. Claim that for yourself, because that's the truth of who you are. And it's always available to us. So this is also the time when we ask you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you not to leave the live stream. But when we get done with this, I'm going to invite you to go to unityomaha.org and scroll down to the donate button. But in this time, I want you to say the affirmation with me. And in this affirmation, as you're doing this, I want you to hold in consciousness the level of support that you feel you have received from this community and that you can share back with this community. So the affirmation, the abundance affirmation for this month, the curiosity of abundance is satisfied in my life and my cup runs over with good. That feels good, doesn't it? The curiosity of abundance is satisfied in my life, and my cup runs over with good. And so at this moment, as you hold that consciousness of abundance and have that contemplation of the good you wish to share, we bless with our singers.
I would like to dedicate this song to all the mothers out there, all the soon-to-be mothers out there, and for all of those who have filled the mother role, even if they weren't your own children. We want to say thank you, and we honor you.
Hi, Mama Winstead.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truths that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrongs that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I find in you, I'll be forever thankful, Mother.
You're the one who held me up and never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all.
You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me.
Lifted me up when I couldn't reach.
You gave me faith 'cause you believed.
I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, Mama.
You gave me wings when they made me fly. You touched my
And I could touch the sky.
I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me.
Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true, that I was blessed because I was loved by you.
You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me.
Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you loved me. Oh,
You were always there for me. The tender wind that carried me. The light in the dark, shining your love into my life. You've been my inspiration. Through the lies, you were the truth. And
because you love me.
Whew. What a beautiful Sunday. What a beautiful experience. Thank you all so much. And I know I'm not supposed to turn my back on the camera, but oh well. So we want to just take a time and offer a prayer of gratitude. A prayer of gratitude for the tithes, gifts, and offerings that are supporting this ministry that have come in and will be coming in. Know that we are blessed. And for the gift that has been given by this team that is here and has been here every Sunday to support you. It is through love and compassion and joy that we are here to share the gifts that we bring and the gifts that we have to offer. So we bless all of these tithes, gifts, offerings of service and of financial support. We bless them. And we know that as they are supporting this ministry and supporting each and every person, that the blessings abound. And that as we are each supported, we support those around us. And for this and all the blessings, we are grateful, and so it is. So join me as we do our prayer for protection. And I hope you're saying this with us at home. So the light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Be blessed. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come from living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? And sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives. Oh, He moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. Oh, I am the place. I am the place where God lives. He moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up. Oh, I am the place. I am the place where God lives, He moves and breathes within my being. I am the place where God shows up.